welcome to Bree Music Tutorials. Today I'm going to teach you how to use ukulele for relaxation. Whether you're a beginner or you've been strumming for a while, I'm going to be teaching you some simple techniques to make your own music for relaxation. I'll be using the ukulele today, but this lesson can also be applied to the guitar. It is believed that music has the power to heal, reduce stress, even ease pain, all while improving mood, memory, and cognitive function. Overall, listening to, playing and making music is great for your well-being. So during these uncertain times, there's never been a better time to start playing. This lesson is for everyone, whether you're just picking up the ukulele or you've been strumming for a while. So I'll approach this lesson in stages. Feel free to skip stages if you're a little further ahead. And for beginners, I don't expect you to be able to pick all of this up today, so you take what feels good and come back and expand your learning when you're ready. There are a few different approaches for making music for relaxation. Two common themes are a slow and steady pulse, like your heartbeat, and repetitive, predictable sounds, like a musical mantra. If you do not know how to tune your ukulele, then I suggest going onto YouTube, you could check out my channel, and learning how to tune your ukulele. To start with, we are going to look at the chord C. C is nice and easy, we only need one finger. So here we have our frets, fret 1, fret 2, fret 3, 4, so on. We are going to place our third finger, 1, 2, 3, on the third fret of our string closest to our toes. Just check that you've got a nice clear sound. If you get a muted sound, you might not be pushing hard enough, or make sure that you're right next to that little middle bar. It is normal if your fingers hurt when starting out. Just play a little bit every day until they get stronger. Once you have a clear sound on that C, try to gently glide your thumb or your finger down your strings from your nose to your toes. And you should get a beautiful C. From here, we're going to look at some basic finger picking. Now with finger picking, we usually use our 4 fingers, thumb, first, second, third. If you can do that, great. If that's a little bit beyond you today, feel free to just use your thumb. But we're just going to be practicing from our nose to our toes at a slow and steady pace. At a speed of 60 beats per minute. 60 beats per minute can be quite a calming tempo as it's the pulse of our heart. We're playing 1 note per beat. Once comfortable, we're going to see if we can play 2 notes per beat. If you're an absolute beginner, you could practice just doing this on C for quite a while, and you can still get that meditative feeling. Practice using your breath, nice and slow, even shutting your eyes, and just letting the music take you away, distract you from the world, and relax. To relax, you really need to feel good. So if you're not comfortable, then don't move ahead yet. You just really want to be able to sink into that relaxing feeling. When you're ready, we're going to learn C major 7. C major 7 is simply 1 fret down. So I'm going to use my second finger in my second fret on my string closest to my toes. And I'm going to do the same thing, plucking from my nose to my toes. And you're going to practice moving from one to the other. I'm going to play 4 of each, but for relaxation, try not to think too much about how many times you play and just change when you feel comfortable. I'm actually even going to keep my second finger held on my second fret, because then I just need to lift my third finger to play the C major 7, place it back down to play C. changing chords, it feels really good to finish on the chord that you start with. So you will have noticed that I ended on a C with one big strum. It helps make your song sound resolved. Our next chord is our C7. So we're still sticking to our string closest to our toes, and this time, 1st fret. So already you've learned 3 chords: C, C major 7, and C7, which actually also happen to be the first 3 chords of Something by the Beatles. So I'm going to show you how this sounds doing our simple plucking pattern from our nose to our toes, starting at C, moving to C major 7, moving to C7. Now you can have a lot of fun relaxing with this as a beginner, just using these 3 chords. Just move up and back in any order that feels good to you. You could stick to just 1 chord, you could do 2 chords, or you can play just these 3 chords and still feel really good. If this is too easy and you feel like you need something else, I'm going to teach you 3 more chords that you can use together with C, C major 7, and C7. These ones get a little bit trickier, but are still very achievable for a beginner. So our next chord is A minor. To play A minor, we're playing our 2nd fret on the string closest to our nose. Just like our other chords, make sure that you've got a nice clear sound on your A minor. If you get to the next string and you're muted, there's a possibility that your finger isn't curled enough and it's touching the string below. Make sure your fingers are nice and curved so that it's only touching the string that it's supposed to. From there, pluck from your nose to your toes. Then to F. For F, it's just like A minor, leave your finger where it is, but our 1st finger is played in the 1st fret of our string 2nd closest to our toes. And we have D minor. To play D minor, you keep your fingers just where they are for F, and you're placing your 3rd finger right below your 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the string 2nd closest to our nose. Now some people find it difficult to get those 2 fingers in, so you may need to pivot your hand to the side a little bit just to make a bit more room. So let's hear A minor, F and D minor all in a row. About these chords is that there aren't many changes, so it makes it pleasant to the ear to not have too many surprising chord changes. They're quite similar to the chord before them, and it also means it allows the notes to ring out. Those big long notes really help us to relax. You now have 6 chords up your sleeve that you can use to get a little creative. You can choose any of these 6 chords in any order and play our picking pattern that we've learned to achieve a state of relaxation. I recommend by starting with either 2 or 4 chords. Here are some examples. Did you notice that time I played 4 notes per beat? They're known as 16th notes. Remember to stop and practice whenever you feel it's starting to get too challenging. So you've already got plenty of options. You have 6 chords to play with. You have 1 picking variation from our nose to our toes, but you can do this at different speeds. Quarter notes. 8th notes, 16th notes. Another really simple picking pattern, rather than nose to toes, move toes to nose. Now for our next step in getting creative. You can choose a picking pattern of your choice. So for this step, we're going to use our 4 strings in an order of your choice. So we have our G string, C string, E string, A string. It can help to write 4 lines. In ukulele, we usually start with our G at the bottom and move up. G, C, E, A. That's what you would be looking at if you're looking at your ukulele. G, C, E, A. To some that seems upside down, but that's the way it is. From there, I would mark a 0 on the strings from left to right in the order you want to play them. So for example, you might play G, and next E, after that C, and then A. Now doing the strings in a different order can take a bit of extra coordination and needs a bit of extra patience. But don't worry, it will stick to muscle memory with time. So let's hear this picking pattern over A minor, D minor, A minor, F. And you can see you can choose your very own picking pattern to do over the top. The next stage from here is to practice picking 2 strings at once. And remember, we're going to do a repetitive pattern of 4. So you might choose to pluck your G and E string together, then your C, then your 2 outside strings, G and A, and then your C again. Now this again is that bit harder. So if you are starting out but you really want to be able to do this, I do recommend just stick to 1 chord. Let yourself relax to that 1 picking pattern. So you've learned your 6 chords and you've learned how to make your very own picking patterns. Just remember to evenly space each sound. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. If that's too tricky to count, you could count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd love to see if you come up with your own chord progression, meaning the order you choose your chords in, and your own picking pattern, to come up with something that you can relax to. If you do, tag me on Instagram at @Bree Music Tutorials. Or share in the comments below. If you got any value out of this content today, don't forget to give it a like and hit subscribe for future lessons. If you want to know any more about this style of playing, then feel free to ask me any questions below in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Check out my next videos here, and subscribe here.